And good evening and happy holidays to you. This is Reverend Dr. D again, and we're going to talk about some transgender issues, obviously, with me, and my friend Nell Smith is here. So now I said I wanted to have you on again for this program because, as you know, I'm a newbie in the physical transformation going on, and that I'm learning every day about who I am more and more. And you've seen some of the physical transition take place and how I interact differently. Suppose I've come to a place that I feel that I'm not trying to be a woman. I've stopped pretending to be a man. And I was thinking the other day that for so much of my life, even when I managed a gym and a fitness center, that I would work out at the gym, not because I enjoyed it, and I'm not talking about anti-gym. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the motivation for it wasn't a motivation to be healthy, but one of my friends said to me, well, the only reason you work out is to get laid. And I thought about it, and I thought, well, the guys that I was hooking up with, they weren't even working out. So, but I would try to work out and try to have a bicep and try to have this. So I looked a certain way to fit in a certain way, and I was trying to be a man, and I didn't realize that. So a couple of weeks ago, I came to work on a Friday, and you're gorgeous, so you don't have to work or putting yourself together. But I get up early and I put myself together. And this particular Friday, things were askew at home, and I couldn't put myself together. So I just I didn't put any eyeliner on. I think I put a little lip gloss on, and I had my boy clothes on, and I had my hair slicked down, and maybe I looked androgynous, maybe I didn't. I don't know what it looked like, but I came to work, and I was all disheveled all day long, and
there's that disconnect.
There was a disconnect,
right?
And I looked, and I had said to somebody working with me, I said, I'm so sorry today. I said, I'm not here. I said, I'm not here, and I don't know exactly why I'm not here. But it was at that time I felt like who was sitting in the chair and who I am weren't the same. Help me with this.
Okay, first of all, you have to realize that going through transition, you're going to hit puberty 2.0 is what I call it.
Say that one more time.
Puberty 2.0.
Okay.
So you've gone through puberty. There's an actual phenomenon that we experience when we transition, that we go through puberty one more time.
No matter what the age you are?
No matter what the age is. You go through that stage again, all over again. I call that puberty 2.0. And you're at that stage. You're finding yourself. You're finding your voice. You're not there yet, but have a lot of compassion for yourself. Because there's going to be days like what you just experienced.
Okay.
You like in sync, out of sync, not yourself. Because you're trying to get to the point where this is me. It doesn't matter what you see, it's me. You're not there yet. So have a lot of patience, and it is okay to have days like this. There's going to be days but those days are potential to learn so much about yourself and what makes you comfortable and how you act in society, and like when you were going to the gym, you said, you were doing it for the wrong reason. And it's obvious, but you have to have that self-awareness.
Now, I could go to the gym like this,
Mm-hmm.
and it would be a different type of exercise than what I was doing then. For me right now, it would be more cardio for fitness. For at 76 years
To be
old,
aesthetically pleasing.
I want to be aesthetically pleasing to me. I don't feel like I have anything to be attractive to even somebody else, which brings me to another question.
But you realize what you just said. You're doing it for you.
Me.
That is a huge difference.
Last week, I listened to a couple of people talking, and transgender awareness seemed to be big now among people for conversation, and
Right.
and people try to make it so black and white and whatever. And from what I'm experiencing, there's different degrees of, well, for instance, if you're a trans woman, you can't assume that if you're a trans woman, that on a sexual level, that you're wanting to be with men.
Right.
Because there are trans women that I've met that want to be with women.
Right.
Because whatever your sexual preference would be, that doesn't change because your gender changes.
Well, sexuality and gender are
two
two
different
different things, right? I know trans men who are gay, so they act like women. So like in your head you think, oh, so you're expressing yourself as a woman, but you're a trans man, so you were already a woman, but you wanted to become a man who expresses themselves as a woman. So that, think about that for a measure. Like, okay, so why did you even transition that? So we have those isms.
That's a big loop.
It's those isms, those intricacies, it's the variety, the diversity, whatever you want to call it. It's all there.
Okay, so let me ask you this. I have a lot of questions for you tonight.
Fire away.
You're my learning curve. Okay. It was said, and I was just overhearing a conversation just this last week, that trans women want to be cis women, or want to be cis women, or they want to pass when they're out in public. Now, I'm finding for me that when I'm out in public, I want to be the best version of me.
Right.
That I can present. I'm not looking for somebody to go, well, that's a real woman. Or I'm not
You're not looking for that validation.
That validation. I'm not afraid of somebody saying, oh, is that a man in a dress?
You're not afraid.
I'm not afraid of that.
Why is that? Where's that confidence coming from? Because a lot of it is when I go out, and as you know, I'm very public. I'm classified as a public figure. Okay, when I go out, I know who I am. Okay, does that translate to when you're not in public? Do you feel that same degree of confidence when you're alone and away from the world? Does it change for you?
That's a hard question.
The answer is key. So
when I'm alone and there's no falasha, nothing, the makeup's off, all this, when I'm alone, I still find that I'm in a school of learning, I guess. I don't feel less than.
Okay.
Like at home, I'm not glamorous at home. But I don't feel less than who I am when I'm at home either.
But it's not the same.
It's not the same.
What I'm trying to drive at, it shouldn't change. Who you are as a private person in your home should be any different from what you present out there in the world, because that is consistency. If you don't have consistency in your brain, if you don't practice consistency, then it's bound to be a confusing world. You're going to be confused because what you're presenting to the world is a different version to what you present to yourself when you're alone. It has to click. Like, without the makeup, like, I'm still me. I can just put on t-shirt,
Sweats or whatever.
t-shirt, and I'm like me. Like, there's no question that when I enter the room is a different version than when I'm in bed watching a movie or what have you. It's the same person.
I think I'm the same person.
Well,
but but here's what I know about me too.
Okay.
I know that to a big extent, a large extent, I'm always on stage, even to myself.
And you gotta be careful with that.
I have always been on stage, even to myself. Somebody told me years and years, I mean, 30 years ago or more, they had said this. They said, "Why don't you allow somebody to get to know you? Because you're such a beautiful person, you just don't know it."
Exactly.
And I simply just smiled and didn't say anything. But I've remembered that, and in the back of my head, oh wow, this is like true confession time. Didn't expect this. Like in the back of my head has always been, well, if you really knew me, you wouldn't really love me.
You're pleasing the world, not pleasing yourself. You're presenting a version of you that you think the masses will enjoy. But that shouldn't matter. It should be who you enjoy as yourself. Because that is the true and most authentic version of you. So that it has to start from private and show that to the world.
I think I've never known what that is, ever. Because you know, as a child, when I was maybe 3, that my mother went to pour hot grease on my head.
Oh my gosh.
And I ducked and it went on my back. And there's a scar on my back about that big. And I ended up in the hospital. And I do remember this, that it was nice and clean and stuff in the hospital, and they'd taken me away from her for a while because of this.
Right.
And I remember saying, I'll be good. Whatever they want me to do and be, I'll be good. I'll be good. And being 100% honest with no embellishing anything, all of my life, because I lived in what? 11 foster homes in 7 years, and fell through the cracks as a child, and quit speaking, and had to learn how to speak again because I was so traumatized.
Right.
Okay, so I have majored in seeing and reading the room, so to speak. And what do you want me to be, even if I don't say it out loud?
Right, exactly.
And what do you want me to be? And my name was Stephen, that I was born with. And so I remember talking about this to somebody years and years ago, and they said, well, because I changed my name a few times, they said, well, what does little Steve really want? And I said, there's nothing that little Stevie wants, because little Stevie doesn't exist.
Right.
And he or she or whoever isn't growing up to be anything because they don't exist. It's whoever that
you're malleable.
That wants me to, whether it was in the world of religion or the world of fashion or whatever. So even at 76 years old, there's still that percentage of knowing who I am and not knowing who I am.
It's that duality, that confusion. Just be genuine with the moment, not for anybody else, but for yourself. Because when you are out there,
Yeah.
yes, of course you want to be like, you want to be presentable and whatever, but when all the noise is gone, who are you left with? Yourself. That has to be 100% authentic.
I will say this, and I'm not trying to defend myself, but I will say this, that at this point in my life, I am the most content than I've ever been.
Then let that play out in all the aspects of your life, not just when you get put on everything and look good in the mirror. Let that glimmer of hope shine in all aspects of your life, in relationships, work, you alone in the bathroom staring at yourself. Let that be one person, because you're too busy playing roles for other people.
Do you see that in me?
Oh yes, I do. But that's like I've known that this was gonna happen when the first day I met you. Oh, she's not there yet. So when you had your surgery for the first, I was like, oh my God. But let her find her way. Don't push her to do anything. But that's just the beauty of the journey, because it's different for everybody else, right? I can't come to you and say, oh, you got to do the surgery now. You're like, you have, no. You get to know yourself and have that fortitude and that stance for like, I'm indefatigable. This is me. Take me or leave. Take me for who I am in every circumstance, or leave me. Because there shouldn't be compromise with your identity, because that's all you'll ever have. And I know the journey that you've had, it's difficult. So yes, no wonder you're trying to please the world. You wanted that attention that was not given to you as a child. So then you look for it up to now. But you're learning that it comes from within. So that's why you're making your way towards that destination, that transition. And you know what? It's gonna be beautiful. It's never too late. I know that it stopped you for a long time, like, oh, I can't do it because it's too late. But no, it's never too late to get to know yourself, to get to the point of like, wow, this is bliss. Because you know what? I don't give two F's about anything. As long as I exist in my own happiness as defined by myself, then I'm good. I come from nothing. I know what it's like to have nothing. I'm a third world child. So like if I'm acquiring, like I drive this kind of car because I never had it. So let me have it. And that we go towards what we didn't have. And that's what I have. Like, so if I lose everything, I came from there anyway. So what's new? I'm used to it. I was built and wired for that environment. I'll thrive no matter what.
One of the things, the reason for doing this is, between the social medias that I have, people all over the world tune in to whatever it is I'm doing. And I've noticed through even the TikTok venue that there'll be trans people from England, trans people all over the world, and they begin to ask questions. Of course, there's haters out there.
Of course.
But so many will...
You have haters because you're doing something that they can never do.
That's right. But they will sometimes ask me a question like, I'm the authority on it. And it's like, no. I wanted to do the programs because I want to show the vulnerability. And I want to show what I say when I teach classes, that it is through the cracks in our life that the light really does shine through.
Right. Exactly.
And you know me better than most, and you can see the cracks.
Oh yeah.
And the imperfections,
The facade.
the facade. That's all I have to say on this subject.
Well,
You're the
I exist in namaste, okay? When I get rattled, when somebody or something rattles my existence, my namaste, whatever, I go through that experience, so I never have to go through that ugliness or misery again. I allow myself permission to go through the length of that despair or whatever it is and experience it and grow from it once and never go through it again. That's just something that you learn, and there's a lot of self-preservation that you do, because without you, then you what?
there's nothing.
Right. So you're a lot of the facade is the image of you putting yourself out there. It comes from that. Would you sell a product that you don't believe in?
No.
Exactly.
No.
So
not
you're
at
your
all.
product. So you have to be 100% with that product, with yourself, because you are a product. You're out there. Would you buy your own? That's
I'm as real with others as I can be with myself, and I find that I'm becoming. Not that, when we say real with ourselves, it's like, oh, we're you fake. That's not it. It's not even about being fake. As a fake is a whole different thing. It doesn't even enter into this
Right, no.
conversation. It's that I'm as real with my emotions and where I'm at with others in proportion to how real I am with myself and what I'm working through.
mm-hmm.
Because for me, I choose not to go through something, but to grow through it. And even if it, there's this story that I tell a lot, and I keep looking back at it. Somebody asked Michelangelo, the sculptor, they said, how did you get David out of that beautiful marble?
Mm-hmm.
And Michelangelo thought about it, and he said, David was already in the marble. He said, I just carved away the excess.
Mm.
And I look at my life and I kind of feel that I know there's beauty inside and outside.
Mm-hmm.
And I just look and I think, okay, the excess is being carved away. But sometimes I'd like to keep an extra handle.
Yeah.
Do we really have to carve away so much right now?
And that David is disproportionate in reality. When you look at him from the bottom, he actually goes up like that. And
yes.
It's so think about that. It's not what we perceive as beautiful. It's actually, when you lay it out and you just put it on the floor, it's actually not what you think it is.
You go, what is that?
You're like, oh, wait a minute, that's not what I saw.
That's not what I thought it was.
Right, exactly. So allow yourself permission to go through that.
So what would you say to somebody who's watching today?
Believe in yourself every moment. It has to be coming from a place of authenticity. Now, you have to define for yourself what that means, because what's authentic to me might not be authentic to you. Just don't copy anybody else, because you cannot be copied.
Mm-hmm. And if you have a trans friend, what would you say to a non-trans person to say to their trans friend?
I support you. Actually, my bestie is a cisgender woman. We've known each other for 7 years, I think. And we fight like normal besties do. Like we fight over men sometimes. But the dynamic doesn't change. What the issues that come up in our fight and our glory are the same. So it doesn't see the gender, because we're just two people who have connected, and we're friends. And that's it. There's no, she's my trans friend, she's my cis friend. We're friends.
Period.
Exactly.
So if you have questions for us, you can write it to the open, the number 2, possibilities@gmail.com. And we'll be happy to discuss things with you. Until we see you next time, happy holidays to you. Bye.
Namaste.